this special episode of The Success Show. I'm Werner Artinger. Today I'm featuring the interview that I did last week in Santa Barbara with the one, the only, the lovely Jack Canfield. We got a chance to sit down and talk together, particularly about his new book, The Golden Motorcycle Gang. And I've got a copy right here. Actually, he signed it for me, and he gave it to me for free, so that was really nice of him. Anyways, here, without further ado, here is my interview with the one, the only Jack Canfield. Hi everyone, we're here in Jack Canfield's office in Santa Barbara. Jack, thank you very much for welcoming all of us into your home. It's really great to be here, and it's been an awesome year together. I've really enjoyed it. And I just wanted to ask you about the new book that's coming out.
Well, I have this new book. This is it, The Golden Motorcycle Gang, Story of Transformation, and it comes out on 11/11/11, November 11th, 1911, and 2011.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Yeah, really, I just went back 100 years. What it is about is it's really a memoir. It's 90% facts, and then it's 10% fiction. So we don't really know what to call that genre. But what happened is that I have this story I tell about the Golden Motorcycle Gang. I was in graduate school, and I was asked to do a guided visualization to go back to when I decided to become a teacher. We were all educators at the time. And everyone back to 5th grade, Mrs. Tuttle inspired them, or they went to graduate school and they taught in the inner city. It inspires them. And I went back to before I was born. And it kind of weirded me out. I wasn't expecting to do that. And there was a group of us just kind of flying through space as spirits. And I looked down on Earth, and I was born in 1944, so it was right at the end of World War II. And there was nuclear bombs going off, and there was war everywhere. And I just said to the guys that were with me, and there were gals as well, I said, I've got to go down and help. And they went, come on, Canfield, you're being codependent. We need you up here. And I said, no, I'm going. So I chose to be born. I have a clear memory of doing that. And of course, when you choose to be born, once you're born, you forget that you made that decision. And I didn't have any awareness of it until I got in graduate school. And what started to happen was I started meeting people that were born around the same time, over the years, that had the same mission to come down and help Earth become a place that was, peaceful, cooperative, environmentally sustainable, socially just, and spiritually fulfilling. Mm-hmm. And so, literally, I talk about my childhood, my father, the influence he had on me. And I was a pretty normal Midwestern kid. I was a Boy Scout, and I went to military school that my aunt sent me to because she had a son named Jack who was killed. Went to Harvard, and I majored in Chinese history, which I always teasingly say has prepared me to do the work I do today, which has no relevance whatsoever. But what began to happen is I got interested in human relations, and I took some courses in that, and then I started teaching. I became more interested in why kids weren't motivated to learn than I was in why, teaching history. And so that became my mission. It led to my work today, which is how do you motivate and inspire and empower adults to live their dreams. So the book really is a kind of a blueprint of a lot of lives where people have woken up and said, I actually have more of a mission than I thought. Maybe I'm not just here to be a salesperson, but I have something bigger that I'm here to do. Or maybe I'll continue being a salesperson, but I'm going to come from a different place. A place of love, a place of service, where I'm going to bring people good products and services, not so much from greed and ego. Because it's greed and ego that caused the meltdown in Wall Street. It's greed and ego that causes the wars and so forth. So where it transitions is in the present into the next year and a half that leads to December 22nd, 2012. We all focus on 2012, December 21st, which the Mayan calendar and many of the ancient prophecies say is the end of an age. And, popular movies have said there's going to be an earth cataclysm. There's a popular movie, 2012, where the whole world kind of ends except for a few people who get on some arcs in China. And but we believe, the people I hang out with, that it's actually the end of an age of greed and corruption and fear. People are going to move to love and cooperation and service. And I think that, so we have this thing called Birth Day, which happens on December 22nd, which is the birth of this new period of time. And all the indications that I see are leading toward that. So in the book, I hook up with Barbara Marx Hubbard, who's an evolutionary leader and philosopher, and is an amazing futurist. And she's been studying future trends for like the last 40 years. And so we meet up, and then I start helping her create this birthday and saying that this is the fulfillment of my life's destiny. And so she lives in Santa Barbara, is a real person, but the fact that it's out a year and a half from now is the fictional part. But we are now working on creating Earth Day. There's lots of organizations coming together to do that. So it's really about, as you're watching this, if you're watching this, what's the relevance to me, to you, the viewer, is that I believe each of us is born with a purpose. There's something we're meant to do. And you can get in touch with that life purpose. And when you are, and then you set your goals and your activities in alignment with that purpose, there's more fulfillment. Life happens quicker and more easily. What I call effortless success. It doesn't mean you don't work hard, but it feels like fun. It feels like play. And so that's what my life has been devolved around and devoted to, and that's what our work has been over the last year.
Absolutely.
And so that's what the book is. And I think if you read it, you'll enjoy it. It's an easy, quick read. It's not a big book. It goes 200 pages. And big type, not a hard book to read. But everyone has read it. Everyone has read it, said that they got inspired to more fully step into who they are and to not be afraid to step up and say, okay, this is what I really believe and this is what I want to contribute to the world. And I believe that every person is like a cell in a body. And if every cell does its job, whether you're a liver cell, a kidney cell, a skin cell, a toenail cell, whatever it might be, that the body works perfectly. It's when we don't be who we really are. We're trying to live up to someone else's expectation, or we're trying to get, money instead of fulfilling what brings us joy. We end up being cancer cells. And so I think every person, whether it's a mechanic, a airline stewardess, or whether it's someone working in a restaurant or people doing the work we do, each of us is important and we need all of us. So my invitation is to read the book and really get that you have a purpose and then to step fully into that purpose. Now, I end by saying that, as I think it was Stephen Covey said, you don't want to get to the top of the ladder and realize the ladder was leaning against the wrong wall. And so when you figure out what your ladder is, then you climb it up. Life gets very magical.
Well, yeah, and we've really done that this year, working together, and I've really, really enjoyed it. And I can't say thank you enough, Jack.
Well, I would say about you, to all of you watching this, that we had 24 people in this group that Werner's in, and Werner played full out. You really went for it. Every time I coached you, you took it in and you did it. You're kind of almost the poster boy for what it's like for someone who steps up and says, okay, I want to transform my life, make a difference, fulfill my dreams, live my vision, and no longer be living in fear, but living out of a sense of wanting to express myself fully. And so I'm as impressed with you as you might think you're impressed with me.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I think the thing that really worked for me is once I started to understand that there's a lot more joy in giving than trying to get stuff.
Yeah.
And that really helped me see that. And basically, I say to everyone, when Jack Canfield tells you to do something, you go do it. And it usually works out for you really great.
I'm glad that's true. I think
thank you very much, Jack.
My pleasure.
You're awesome.
Thank you. And you're awesome. So go fulfill that awesomeness. Express it into the world.
Yes, and get Jack's books, The Golden Motorcycle Gang. He's going to give me one right now. He doesn't know it yet.
I am. I will sign it to you before we leave.
Oh, thank you, Jack.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it. And thanks for doing the intro, too.
My pleasure.
All right. There you have it, our special interview with Jack Canfield. As Jack mentioned, the book, The Golden Motorcycle Gang, comes out November the 11th. 11/11/11. So get out there and buy yourself a copy. I'm about halfway through, as you can see right here. And I'm loving every minute of it. It's a very biographical or autobiographical book about Jack's life. So anyways, thank you very much for watching this special episode of The Success Show. I'm Werner Artinger. As always, please subscribe to my channel and follow me on Facebook and Twitter. And until next time, I'm Werner Artinger, wishing you the best of success in all areas of your